Welcome back. FAN4KIDS has been addressing and helping eradicate childhood obesity with a focus in the Bronx through fitness, nutrition, advocacy, and empowerment curriculum in New York City public elementary schools since 2004. Here to share more about FAN4KIDS and discuss the relationship between COVID-19 and obesity-related diseases are Robert L. Oliver Jr., founder of FAN4KIDS, and James Stratford, managing director. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today, gentlemen.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. I gave a brief introduction, but just for anyone tuning in, can you just tell us a little bit more about FAN4KIDS and your mission?
Sure. I'll take that one, James. So our mission is simple. It's to educate kids and families about healthy eating and active lifestyles, but really to empower them to make better decisions regarding fitness and nutrition. Very brief background is back in 2014, I was in between jobs and coaching co-ed soccer and realized child obesity was a national epidemic. Knew something had to be done and had to be done in schools during the school day. And there was nothing out there that was geared toward weekly teaching covering both fitness and nutrition. Solutions were more marketing and short-term programming. And really a successful program required hands-on teaching and consistency over the years.
Thank you, Robert. Pardon me, I said 2004. Is it 2014, the founding year?
2004, that was my mistake.
Okay, gotcha. No problem, thank you. So as we know, experts shared that during COVID-19, stress eating, inequities, lack of fitness, and more expect to boost obesity in our communities. Can you tell us more about this trend and what the risks are for our children in particular?
Yes, I'll take that one, Rob. How are you? Thanks for having us again. And being a native of the Bronx, I understand firsthand how important it is to have access to healthy eating, nutrition, and fitness. And growing up in the Bronx myself, I recognized that I was a part of public funded after school program that enabled me to stay active and involved. However, with the threat of COVID-19, our students and our families, particularly those in the Bronx and in impoverished and low and at-risk communities, no longer have that access. Again, I'm homeschooling. I'm a parent myself. I homeschool my child, and Rob and I actually had a conversation earlier today to talk about trying to social distance between the refrigerator and ourselves. We know right now with limited access to exercise, I'm not really being, I'm sure how safe it is to be outside right now, how restricted that can be, and also how much more important our mission is right now to give students and families access to healthy eating options, fitness, nutrition, exercises, because those things have been limited since COVID-19. So kids are bored, they're at home, they're in front of the television, they're not as active as they once were. Case in point, the sale of bikes have increased tremendously. I tried to find a bike for my son a few months ago, and it was hard to do so because people are looking for ways to get active, and that's where FAN4KIDS come in. We're trying to teach families and students how to stay active and fit in the home despite some of these challenges with COVID-19, because right now the threat is more real than ever.
Thank you, James. And that's so true. Roller skates also have been selling out like crazy.
That part.
But I wanted to elaborate more on childhood obesity here in the Bronx. Thank you for sharing that you're also from the Bronx. Let's discuss childhood obesity here in our borough. We know that many factors contribute to childhood obesity here, like the lack of access to healthy foods and how far healthy options can be geographically. Can you please share more about what may cause these numbers to continue to rise in the Bronx?
I think it's something worth calling out in terms of something that's been hidden in plain sight. And bringing from the Bronx, and I know firsthand that it's the lowest, the poorest congressional district in the United States. We're limited to access to healthy food options. I can actually, do you know a Whole Foods or a Trader Joe's in the Bronx or any other farmers market that our more affluent communities have access to? That's not a case. So it's not cultural. It's not something that's familiar. And what FAN4KIDS does, we demystify that. When we were in schools, we had options for students and families to partake in healthy eating options during the school day, in-class instruction. And we kind of built that muscle within students and families to help them understand the importance of introducing our cohort and our clients the importance of healthy eating options. I remember growing up, literally, I'm Black, I'm African American, and I used to hate eating vegetables. But I remember the cartoon Popeye. I seen how strong Popeye was when it came to spinach, and FAN4KIDS is the same thing in terms of introducing new ideas to students and telling them that it's okay not to like something, but at least you don't like it until you try it. So we're trying to just increase the access that families have to these opportunities, increase their awareness, and then also include fun ways to include that in their everyday eating habits, diets, and lives.
Wonderful, thank you, James.
I'm sorry, I wanted just to add to that. It really is about belief. That the Bronx has been on this the 62nd unhealthiest out of 62 counties in the state of New York, and really is, do we believe we can make this change? And our organization has taken a ground up approach to excite the kids, to excite the parents, and really is, it really is, do we believe we can change that? And our results have proven that our parents and our constituents have dispelled the myth. And we do believe we can change that.
Right. And that was following up on my next question, kind of on the same topic, just on the importance of helping children understand nutrition from a young age. And how does FAN4KIDS make this information accessible to even little ones who may not, be engaging in these conversations from young?
So, I mean, what we do, the way our program is structured is we have instructors that go into the schools and teach a year-long fitness and nutrition program. So if we are in one of the schools, we're in about 13 schools in the Bronx, a child gets FAN4KIDS 50-minute class once a week for the entire school year. So they get 1 week of nutrition, 1 week of fitness for the entire 32 weeks of the school year. So it's ingrained, it's hands-on. When we were in school, we were doing food tastings with the kids, their favorite part of the class. And so we're a presence in the school, a presence in the community, a presence with the staff. Staff change their habits. Salad bars are popping up. So we are the hands-on fitness and nutrition program in the schools. And then, of course, we have other things that we engage the bodegas to try to supply healthy foods. We engage parents. And one thing I know, we'll get to a bit later, but one thing is with COVID, the technology of providing more parent workshops became easier. So we actually, during the school year, we're able to engage face-to-face with parents more frequently. So it really is, as I said, it's the bottom-up approach of getting kids excited. We teach as young as 3 years old. We teach pre-K to the 4th grade. So we get them while they're young and formidable, and really kind of make sure those habits start off at the right place.
And something to add really quick, Sonyi, before you keep going. I've been doing youth practitioner work since I was little. I'm a product of it. You know what I'm saying? And as early as I can remember, my professional career in youth services date back to summer youth when I was 14, working in the Bronx. And something that is profound when visiting a FAN4KIDS program is how astute these students are when it comes to these healthy options. I mean, there's competitions with healthy eating. They have a point system to where they count the amount of vegetables they eat. They're in healthy competitions in terms of trying new things, and literally it's led by the kids. And what happens is they go home and they share these things with their parents and their families, and they want to become involved. And then also too, our tagline is teaching lessons that last a lifetime. We have data that shows that this works. And even some of our advocates are former participants who are now young adults and adults who picked up healthy eating options and habits from childhood. So it's something that works. And I know firsthand with with my work in youth services, FAN4KIDS definitely sets the bar when it comes to this work. And it's unique because no other program is doing this inside of the school the way we do.
It sounds amazing and really engaging for our youth. I wanted to know, as we know, public schools are working with remote learning and blended learning. How has your work with FAN4KIDS shifted to provide education and resources to schools virtually?
So it was amazing. I'm so proud. Never been more proud of the staff that we had. I mean, I kid you not. School shut down March 13th, and a week later, we were prepared to continue teaching via Zoom, via Google Docs, via whatever technology is available. I mean, literally that next week. So we started doing live classes when schools were prepared for us. We created a YouTube channel. We created probably 100 videos of fitness workouts, of nutrition tips. So it went all hands on deck, and we threw everything up against the wall, see what stuck, and they couldn't get enough of it. I mean, really, it was a great resource. It's an easier resource. And we continue to teach. We teach 3,000 kids a week. We continue to teach those same 3,000 kids each and every week. The problem was getting them in front of the computer and have access to the technology and Wi-Fi, which was a major problem. But we were prepared and are prepared, and just started to roll out again this year of teaching the same amount of kids, just slightly different in this Zoom era.
Absolutely. And before we continue, if there's a parent tuning in that needs help with rectifying eating habits at home and helping their children stay away from unhealthy choices, especially during these tough times, how can parents begin to do that with their child at home?
First and foremost, we have to provide access to healthy eating options for parents and also shift the culture within the home to help parents understand that there are easy and fun ways to make these things accessible by changing simple habits, by cutting up snacks and fruits and vegetables, keeping them available, making fruits available in the freezer, making healthy smoothies and drinks. Something that we do with the program is literally like through our road trip supports, we're doing like online cooking classes. We have healthy eating options, even recipes for families that can make it fun. Again, I mentioned smoothies, cutting up veggies, keeping these things accessible and at also eye level and reachable level for students and kids. So when they're in the refrigerator or they're in the pantry or cabinet or cupboards, they're able to see the snacks at the eye level. That also helps with things that they're eating. More importantly, taking time away from, like, we know that we shifted to virtual learning, but making sure you're taking some time to get outside, to get some air, you're staying active, and also too, using the resources you have around you. Right now, Instagram and TikTok is full of dance challenges, full of like healthy and exciting things to keep families engaged. And a lot of things that we're seeing is now parents are getting involved with some of those challenges. So we want to encourage parents to stay active, be involved with your children, and also get away from the computer when you can to get some air and stay active. But more importantly, making sure that these snacks are accessible, they're friendly, they're fun, and it's something that's interesting that's incorporated into your household, so it's adapted by the children and the family.
That's a great point. It really is about doing what excites you. Not necessarily if we teach a lesson and that doesn't excite you, find out what does excite you. We have plenty of resources, but if we can't provide a resource, find out, there are plenty of things out there that whatever excites you, whether you're dancing in front of your TV, our fitness classes are available. But you could, if you don't like something that, a step class, so to speak, or, whatever it might be that excites you to do. And the other thing is really, really important these days, where it is advocacy, empowerment. Reach out to your local officials. Demand that we have better access to healthy, accessible, and affordable fruits, vegetables. So we can't stress enough. We're actually teaching that in our curriculum this year of advocacy work. And really from the bottom up approach is demand healthier, a healthier community.
Awesome tips. Thank you, Robert and James. Before we go, if there's an educator tuning in or a parent who's interested in working with FAN4KIDS, how can they get in touch with you and support you as well?
Our social media handles, you can follow us on Twitter at FAN4KIDS1. Our website is www.fan4kids, that's FAN4KIDS.org. Our Instagram is FAN4KIDS, same spelling, YouTube channel FAN4KIDS. And right now we're doing ongoing fundraising at CrowdRise, and the same thing as FAN4KIDS. We want to encourage everyone to get involved. This is something, again, like we're teaching lessons that last a lifetime. Healthier children, we know in our experience, make healthier adults. And also, again, it's about time that we expand the work that we're doing to incorporate it in our mission and vision. And thank you for having us.
Thank you both again for joining us and sharing more about your important program with FAN4KIDS. Thank you again.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Again, folks, whether you're a parent or an educator seeking more information, please visit fan4kids.org and follow their social media to stay connected at FAN4KIDS on Instagram and Facebook and FAN4KIDS1 on Twitter. We'll be right back.